Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is cake day because you guys just cannot seem to get enough of this cake content. And trust me, whenever I see a big juicy slab of cake drama presented to me on my TikTok feed, I cannot resist it.
So I sent her the TikTok and then she threatened me with the police.
I think last week I bought a tea cake and this time I bought a happy hippo. It's a hippo. See? Hippo. Cheers. I hope everyone else has got a cake as well. Pretty good. Doesn't Kinder mean children in German? Yes, it does, my loves. Yes, it does. But apparently Kinder is actually Italian. Apparently it's owned by Ferrero, the same people that do like Ferrero Rocher. So the more you know, the more you know. Anyway, that is not what today's video is about, because today's video has police, has the law being involved with some cake. Honestly, I saw this juicy bit of cake drama pop up earlier on yesterday. And I've just got to talk about it because it's honestly, it escalates. Because what do I always say? You can always rely on CakeTok to make drama out of cakes. The most insane drama seems to come from CakeTok and BookTok as well. So there is this creator called Lucy. Everyone say hello to Lucy. Lucy popped up on my FYP with a very straight to the point video saying, "Am I the arsehole?" for her feelings towards this cake.
Am I the arsehole? This is the cake that I ordered. And this is the cake that I got.
Now, I'm unsure as to why she ordered this cake. Did she say it? I must have missed it. I'm not entirely sure, but all I know is that she ordered it a month prior to actually collecting it. She ordered it from this baker, and the baker had a load of pictures on her Facebook page. So she saw one of her previous cake, said, yes, I want that cake, but I want it pink with the pink drip. And then you get these, they're called old school sponge cakes. As a child growing up in England, we had these amazing sponge cakes with this like icing and these sprinkles on top of it. And it comes out in a great big tray and then you cut it up. Everyone refers to it as school cake from, you know, back in the days of primary school. Now, the issue arises when Lucy turns up at about 20 past 10 to collect this cake. And the baker turns around and says that it's going to be at least another 30 minutes. There was an issue with the fact that the school cake had not, you know, it wasn't cooled down properly. And she didn't want it to mess up on their car ride back home. Bear this in mind, the car journey was about 15 minutes. In a air-conditioned car.
Day of collecting the cake comes. Would 10:30 be okay? No, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And this is the first red flag. Is more 10:30 okay? And am I travelling far with it? Which I wasn't. And she said, I'll message, see you at 10:30. Just let her know that we were slightly early by 13 minutes. I was out the front, not a problem. And then my heart just sank. I know it was hot. We're talking the 21st of June, so it wasn't as hot as it's been this week. At 10:20, she was saying at least another half an hour. She said it'll just come straight off the cake on the travel otherwise. And I explained I won't be able to wait any longer than half an hour, as we've got to get the cake home and then get to the event that we were going to. Now, as someone who doesn't do this sort of thing very often and who also has a fucking mental health condition, this is the message that upset me. I mean, if you're in a rush, what do you mean? You've told me to collect the cake at 10:30. I've come to collect the cake and you're telling me that I shouldn't be in a rush to collect the cake at the time that you've given me to collect the cake.
When Lucy said, you know, I'm not going to be able to wait any longer, the message was sent back. I mean, if you're in a rush, as I know you're not local, I can give you the tray of the old school and you can cut it and assemble it as you like when you're ready to get the cake out the fridge. But I wouldn't be very happy giving you a cake to assemble yourself. So that is kind of issue number one. Like, why was this cake not ready in time? I get the fact that you have two different cakes, but even so, you would have thought someone who was acting out of professionalism would be able to, you know, actually get it sorted in time. Yeah, so the only option seemed to be giving a tray of the school cake so that Lucy could cut it up as and when they need it.
She's saying she's praying that it lasts the journey. And she doesn't want to cut the school cake part because she thinks it's going to fall apart. I said I'd just rather take it in the tray uncut because it sounds like less of a risk. Cake reveal. Am I an arsehole for being upset with this? Am I an arsehole for being upset with this?
Yeah, so if you see those pictures, that is not the same cake. At this point, it's not just the school cake that is an issue. It is the fact that the whole ensemble does not look like the pictures that were on that woman's Facebook page. I would be unhappy with it.
Am I the arsehole? Part 2. Spoiler alert, she phoned the police on me and I also got a partial refund.
Now, this is when Lucy is asking for a partial refund. She was threatened with police action. So Lucy turned around and said that she was not happy with this cake.
So after all the good advice from you guys, I sent her a message. She was not happy. She said here about the heat. I'd said, like, I'm not sure that you're being honest, because I really wanted to give her the chance to be like, look, I messed up and I'm sorry. She then says that she decorated the cake different to accommodate the journey and the heat. The journey is less than 15 minutes and we were in an air-conditioned car. I am happy to self-reflect in this situation and know that I probably should have said something sooner, and that's something that I'm going to work on going forward. She then compares me to another autistic person that she knows and says that she would never allow her to do that. Very, very adamant, no refund. Pause to read.
Baker said, you was handed the cake, checked the cake and happily left, which is an issue by itself, by the way. When they leave me, they are not my responsibility, nor will I be refunding any monies over a week later. If this was discussed before you took the cake and drove away, it would be a completely different situation. I could have taken it back and changed from the swirls to the drip, but I feel like I'm being taken for a bit of a fool, to be honest. I'm really sorry you didn't have a nice experience, and I'm really sorry, but after this long, there is nothing I can do. If a cake was fully refunded, I would have asked for it to be returned. This all could have been resolved on the day or even the next day. You could have expressed that you thought the cake was burnt, but I've had nothing. No one's advised you until now to do so. I haven't made a comment on what you got through day to day and you're now being really rude. You do not have a 14-day cooling off period with a cake that was taken, eaten, and over a week later now a problem. I said on the day I was running late, couldn't apologise anymore if I could on that day, which again, you was happy to wait. Everything you're expressing could have been sorted on the day. I'm not a beast. If you was unhappy, I wouldn't have sent you away with no cake. It would have been dealt with properly.
So I sent her the TikTok. And then she threatened me with the police. I literally confirmed that I haven't disclosed any personal information. I'm then accused of causing potential harm to a child. I'm sorry, but what world are we living in if people are harming each other over cakes? Also, thank you everyone that gave me really good advice, helped me with what I needed to say, and just really supported me. Obviously, the police are not interested because I haven't done anything wrong. She also then offered me a 50% partial refund. So after standing up for myself, once again, I have agreed with her that that partial refund will go towards one of the charities that commented on the original post and get a cake to someone that really needs one. She did have to get a final blow in though and say I was aggressive. She didn't try and convince me of anything and she didn't gaslight me. Yeah, here I am, sticking up for myself.
From our understanding, if you, whoever is watching this, has been with me and endured all these cake dramas before, if we have learned anything from my cake playlist on this channel, it's always wise to check the cake and actually say at that moment, before you take it away, what the issue is. Because even though this woman is going to be outright ridiculous in just a moment, the baker, I do kind of understand where she's coming from when she says, you should have said, and then we could have done something. Granted, they were probably in a rush. That was probably a cake meant for a special person. But regardless, if you're wanting a refund, maybe don't wait for a week later and, maybe say it just before. However, I can also fully understand that that cake was nothing like Lucy had ordered. Okay, it was nothing. If that was me, I would have said on the day, that is not the same cake. I'm not taking it. That would have been me. So now this has been made very, very clear that this has been taken to the dizzying heights of TikTok, and the baker is doubling down and she is turning around and saying that you are directing all of this hate here. What does she say? She says, you're the one who's caused potential harm to someone who has a disabled child at home. I've not caused no harm, abuse or gaslit you.
I didn't think there was going to be a part 3 to this, but after the videos yesterday, I received multiple messages like this. And then I get sent this.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit more juicier, my loves, because apparently the baker has actually been shunned from her local Facebook page because she has done this to numerous people. People have been blasting her on the Facebook group because the cakes that she's been delivering either haven't gone or they're not what they ordered. So Lucy was sent a message saying, I've just seen your cake TikTok. Is it someone called blanked out? I recognize the photos. If so, she's recently deleted her page as she's messed up so many people over Father's Day in my area and got called out. So apparently this is not an isolated event. Lucy then posts a screenshot from the baker, which was a week prior to Lucy picking up the cake. And this is what the baker had to say. Okay, so here it goes, as I'm sick of the abuse online now, especially when I can't even defend myself. Unfortunately, after Father's Day, I had to shut down. I massively overbooked myself on top of birthday orders, and it was then sod's law. My children got sick on top of that. It was an absolute disaster, all my own fault. So a week prior to Lucy even getting her cake, the baker actually had to shut down her store and was getting a lot of abuse from people online because cakes were not either arriving or up to scratch. So this whole thing about, oh, when you're sending hate and this way, this had been going on anyway. There was more than one angry customer. After this, I have been abused badly over social media, half of the things not even true, may I add, and half from people who have continuously ordered from me and messaged me privately afterwards thinking I hadn't seen the posts, likes or comments they had made. But anyway, my point is everyone makes mistakes. This is all a learning curve for me and I'm new to it. All I can do is learn from my mistakes. During this time off, I've been working on a new unit in a new location and no longer from my home. All appropriate tickets, certificates, ratings, etc. will be completed and will be at the highest standards. Until then, I've had my page down so I don't take any more orders on. Everyone has been contacted coming up to their orders individually. Deposits, etc. have not been taken and then had no response. All I can do is apologise to those who had had a bad experience with me during this learning curve, and I hope to continue to learn and grow as best I can.
Please pause to read. So after beating myself up and having hundreds of people say I should have said something sooner and a week was too long, she also had a week. Because she's saying here that she shut her shop on Father's Day because she took on too much. Father's Day was a week before this cake, so she could have contacted me any time in that period to let me know this. But I'm the arsehole. Just to clarify, this was posted before my TikToks. So the abuse that she's referring to is not from me, it's from multiple other unhappy customers. So basically, if you told me a week was too long, suck your mum.
Lucy responded to this by basically being like, why did you not tell me this? Why did you not let me know that you were having to shut down your shop because you had so much going on? Because that would then explain the cake that was obviously rushed and looked nothing like Lucy wanted. Now, I can see it from two areas, one of which never accept a cake that you are actually unhappy with, even if you are, needing it right then and there. You can always go to the supermarket and pick up a cake with the refund money that you've got, or whatever the case may be. You can always sort that out, because otherwise, especially if you're leaving it a whole entire week later, you're going to run into issues of being like, well, you've already eaten it and you've only complained a week later after you'd already eaten it, and then you then took it to social media instead of speaking to me, so you can understand why that is completely skewed. I can also see it from Lucy's side, in the sense that if I'd have walked in and got given that cake when I'd ordered what she had originally ordered, I wouldn't have accepted the cake. I would be very annoyed. So I would have been annoyed. I understand her annoyance, but I also would have done things differently. But also the baker should have, said. Also, it sounds like she's new to this. So she's getting a lot of new clients and she says, I'm new to this. So what is she doing? It's a learning curve, yeah, but at some point you kind of got to learn from this. And I hope she does learn from this. Otherwise, she might end up on TikTok all over again. That is basically it. That is the great cake update that I have this week. I hope everyone has a fabulous day wherever they are in this world. The sun is absolutely radiant here. I got out nice and early with my dog because otherwise he's right there. It would have been way too hot to walk him, way too hot in his little paws. He'd be absolutely sweltering. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.